What are the most common type of visa Nepalese people can apply?
I mean, visas to come to the United States.
Yes. And which
Well-
one will be the easiest to get the visa? So can you please explain the difference between work visa and student visa in simple terms? Because most of the people get confusion and work visa and student visa. Can student work?
No.
So can someone apply for asylum if they enter in United States illegally?
Yes, they can.
So how many cases have you successfully solved?
Thousands of cases.
So can you share a story of a client who almost gave up but finally got their visa or green card? हाई एभ्री वान आज म एकदमै स्पेसल गेस्टसँग छु यहाँ सायद यो मेरो सम्भवतः पहिलो पोडकास्ट होला जुन चाहिँ मैले फरेनरसँग गरिरहेको छु यो एकदमै युजफुल पोडकास्ट हुनसक्छ तपाईँहरूको लागि किनभने स्पेसली हामी चाहिँ इमिग्रेन्ट जो अमेरिकामा बसिरहेका छौँ उहाँहरूको लागि चाहिँ महत्त्वपूर्ण कुराहरू हुनसक्छ यसमा मैले इम्पोर्टेन्ट क्वेसनहरू लिएर आएको छु मेरो गेस्टलाई सोध्नको लागि उहाँले चाहिँ धेरै कुराहरू क्लारिफाई गर्नुहुनेछ जसले चाहिँ तपाईँहरूलाई पनि केही न केही हदसम्म मात्रै होइन कि तपाईँ यहाँ लिगली बस्नुहोस् इलिगली बस्नुहोस् डकुमेन्टेड अनडकुमेन्टेड एनी केसेस he gonna handle. So I'm gonna ask a lot of questions today and let's find out. Welcome to my podcast, Mr. Stuart. How are you?
Thank you so much. Nice speaking to you, Madhav.
Yeah, exactly. So most of my audience, those who are like watching this podcast right now,
Yes.
they doesn't know you. Maybe some of them know and some of them doesn't know. So I just want to make sure like who am I talking to and what is your expertise? How do you see yourself today? Can you please explain?
Well, I've been actually working with the Nepalese community for about 15 years or so
Wow.
in my legal practice.
Wow.
We just never really promoted it at all. You know, we just had a steady stream of clients and we work with them. And when you ask, how do I see myself? I see myself as someone who's serving immigrants for the Nepalese community. And I also see that it's not only immigration knowledge, but you need to know how the Nepalese community is to best help them in their cases. So that's to me how things would work.
Exactly. So we are talking about visa and general immigration questions today. What are the most common type of visa like Nepalese people can apply and which one is the easiest to get?
I mean, visas to come to the United States.
Yes. And which
Well-
one will be the easiest to get the visa?
I'm not going to say anything's easy to get now, okay? As you're probably aware, there's a ban on like 75 countries from even traveling to the United States.
Yes.
So the word easy and immigration don't go together anymore. But, I would think, as a student visa or a visitor's visa or something to that nature, if they were looking to come from Nepal, might be the easier ones. Marriage is banned even from certain countries right now.
Oh, okay. So if someone get married like a citizen of United States, Nepalese boy or Nepalese girl, is that banned? You said just right now.
If they were traveling from Nepal to come here for the visa.
Oh,
Well, I'm not saying Nepal. They banned 75 countries,
okay.
and they keep changing things day to day. So that's what I meant by that.
So Nepal is in 75 countries, or
I don't think they are. No, it was certain
okay.
countries, but
so
then they add countries, they take out countries.
Oh,
That's-
okay. Okay. And I have another question. It's important. Maybe it's gonna be important. So can you please explain the difference between work visa and student visa in simple terms? Because most of the people get confusion and work visa and student visa. Can student work
No,
in simplest way?
in simplest way, no.
What is the difference between work and
Well,
student?
A work visa, you have to qualify for the work visa to come here based on your employment, based on your skills, based on your education. And even if you do qualify, you still might not get the visa because they may have 250,000 people apply for 70,000 slots. So even if you meet all the qualifications, it's only going to a certain number of people.
Oh, okay. That's huge number.
hmm
So it's gonna take years.
It could, or you could
Forever.
be. You could be. We've applied for people, and they met all the qualifications, just that they didn't get one of the slots. That's all it was.
Oh my God. Okay, so how does it usually takes to get visa approved, and what can delay process, like for student visa or working visa?
Well, when you ask how long does it take to get approved and how not to delay the process, truthfully, everything's a delay right now. Everything's through background checks and going through different forms and things of that nature. I can't say there's anything going fast.
Okay, so we are entering to the most important topic right now, because it gonna be, I think, it's like most of the people are talking about asylum and refugee questions. So what is the difference between asylum and refugee status? Can you please explain?
Refugee is when they take you from the other country and bring you here. Like
Okay.
after the Vietnam War, they brought a lot of people from Vietnam here. They were Vietnam refugees. Asylum, you were already in the United States and you apply. That you've come from Nepal or other countries, and once you're here, you apply for status, saying, "Hey, I can't go back to my country because I was persecuted, or I have a well-founded fear of future persecution."
Okay. And he cannot, like, if he has the valid reason not to return to his country, maybe like threatened by
Well,
something.
yeah, you have to show that you were persecuted in the past, and or you would be persecuted in the future. So that would be the valid reason for an asylum case.
Otherwise, there is no any chances to get approved.
Well, not for asylum, maybe for other things, but not for asylum. You have to show persecution.
Oh, okay, okay. And most of the people, if they are transgender, like gay, they also get asylum. I heard about that.
Well, you can't just say I'm transgender or asylum or gay to get asylum. What you have to show is my country, where I'm from, would persecute me, would torture me
Oh, okay,
due to
okay.
my sexual orientation.
Exactly.
And I
Oh,
actually won one of the first Chinese cases with that many years ago. Yes,
oh,
for
okay.
someone with sexual orientation,
And he got approved.
he got approved.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
that's interesting story.
Yes.
Okay, so I have another question right now. How difficult it is to get asylum in the United States right now, and what are the biggest challenges?
Okay. Well, the biggest challenges right now and how difficult it is it's not a fair system right now.
Okay.
They have fired over 100 immigration judges. They have fired all the immigration judges who
Even the
grant cases.
judges.
They have fired the judges. If the judges grant cases, they will be fired. Okay? So, and due to that, the grant rate overall, not just Nepali, used to be around 40 something percent, has gone down to, I'm told, 7%.
7%.
7%. That's what they're publishing now. But in spite of that, I've still won Nepali cases the last few weeks. I won 2 last week, 2 the week before.
Mm-hmm.
To me, you have to still put your full effort in and do your work, and that gives you the best chance of winning. You can't always worry about what's going on around you. You have to do your best.
Okay. Okay, so can someone apply for asylum if they enter in United States illegally? How does that work?
Yes, they can, but it works in 2 ways.
What are those?
The first way is, when did you enter the United States illegally? There is something called circumvention of lawful pathways,
What
which
is
says
that?
if you entered between May 11th, 2023 and May 11th, 2025, if you entered without inspection, you're not eligible for asylum in the United States unless you're married and have kids in Nepal, or you were harmed in the countries you went through, you needed medical treatment. So if you entered during that period of time, you may not be eligible if you're like a single person who's not married or no kids. But yes, you're always eligible for asylum any other way if you enter without inspection, as long as you meet the requirements of the persecution.
Okay. So I have heard it gonna be like in your case relevant. So I have heard last time I caught a Nepali guy
Mm-hmm.
maybe a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then what was the reason? And is there any chances to release that guy?
I don't know the particular Nepali person you're talking about. There is a chance to release the person. I'll explain. They're holding people for different reasons, and it depends why that person is being held. Sometimes they're holding people because they entered the United States without inspection, and they're saying you're not eligible for bond. But the courts in New York and New Jersey said, no, that's not the right reading of the law. They are eligible for bond. So we can go to the federal courts even and say, hey, this person is eligible for a bond or to be released or for a bond hearing. There's also people who have been held too long. And if you're held too long, then we could apply for you to have a bond or a bond hearing as well, saying, hey, this has gone over 6 months already. And there's no way they're sending you home soon or sending them to Nepal soon, so they should be released on bond. So, but it all depends how it's done, because when you say, will they be released, some of the district courts release the person right away. Some of them just give a bond hearing, and the judge then could decide yes or no whether to grant.
Okay. So case and experience and success stories. I want to talk about your, success stories and the cases. So what's the most unusual or difficult immigration case you have ever handled?
The most unusual, difficult immigration case.
Do you remember?
I've had a number. I've had so many. I'm trying to figure out which one. But tell me, what?
Like the most difficult one, and the challenging one.
I'm trying to remember. I had a challenging one where some people have memory issues, where they just can't remember certain things.
Oh, okay.
And I had someone who was in a motorcycle accident
here
in the United States, and he
Okay.
hit his head and he lost his memory.
Oh.
But what happened to him still happened to him, but it was going to court and trying to help him with his memory so he can be able to testify as to what happened to him, and showing the medical records and showing, I even had a doctor write a report that he's just not going to be able to remember certain things no matter how many times you ask him. It doesn't mean that didn't happen to him. He lost part of his memory in the motorcycle accident.
I see. And what happened?
We won his case.
He won.
We won, yes.
Wow! Congratulations.
And it was funny because, sometimes you practice with people in their office, your office, and I was practicing them. He didn't remember in my office. And all of a sudden we went to court and he was remembering everything. I was like surprised myself. I was like, just yesterday, his mind just, memories are a funny thing. It could come and go.
Yeah.
And he didn't have it the first day, and the second day he had it. He did very, very well.
Even yesterday you talked with her. Even yesterday you talked with him.
When I went to talk with him, even when he talked with the doctors, he didn't remember.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, we went to court. His memory came back, at least for certain issues on the case. So we were able to win his case. Right.
Okay. So how many cases have you successfully solved? And what is your success rate? Can I ask?
I've successfully done thousands of cases.
Thousands of cases.
I don't even keep track anymore. I've been doing this 26 years.
Wow.
I don't. What's my success rate? I'm going to say this. I think I have a higher success rate than most. And the reason is not due to me. It's due to, if your client is doing what they're supposed to do to help their case, they make their own case stronger. Okay? And I can only present what the person's doing.
Okay.
If the person's not doing things, I can't present it in court. But if they're doing it, that makes it stronger. And so if my clients are doing what they have to do regarding their asylum case, it makes it easier for me, and it gives me a higher success rate.
Exactly. So it's a lot, like more than thousands, and you are not even counting. And
I don't even remember.
You are doing this like almost my age.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, almost
All
my
right.
years. Like I'm 30 over right now, so it's almost my years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. So can you share a story of a client who almost gave up but finally got their visa and or green card?
I'm going to tell you a story. This was a recent one, a client who almost gave up. Um, he was a client I was going to win his case. He had a fiance in a European country.
Okay.
The fiance was in a very serious accident. And he came to my office. He says, I want to thank you for all the work that you've done for me, but I have to go be with my fiance.
Oh,
And I was like, don't leave. We're going to win your case.
we are almost there.
We're at the finish line. You just have to. He's like, no. He goes. I appreciate all you've done. I have to go leave and be with her.
Oh my God.
And I said, you're making a mistake. And I said, you know what? Go get on a Zoom call with her. Like I said, like, are you a doctor? Are you going to go there and fix her? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The minute you leave, this case is over.
It's over. Yeah.
Like, you can still talk to her. You can still communicate. He's like, no, I feel I
Be
have.
with her like a video chat every
Right.
time. Yeah.
And he listened to me. He goes, thank you again. He goes, no, I have to be with her.
Whoa.
He goes, I'm leaving. And I told him once again, don't go. And so I thought the case was over. I thought we were going to lose.
Mhm.
Then he called me the next day. He goes, Stuart, Mr. Altman, he goes, I just want to tell you, I was on the plane and I thought of what you said and I walked off the plane.
Oh.
And he goes,
Wow.
we're going to finish my case. I says, all right, we're ready to go. I was very happy,
And then he came back.
He came back and we won.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that is amazing story I have ever heard. Yeah, that's amazing.
But he
yeah.
called me right from the plane. He goes, I just got off the plane.
Okay, so we are talking really interesting like topic in like immigration and everything. And what else, like what other topics like despite of immigration and all those cases, what is your expertise? Can you please tell me?
Well, I'm on the criminal law panel for New York.
Okay.
So I do a lot of criminal cases. The city assigns me for cases. I've also
What kind of criminal cases? Any?
I do any criminal cases, but I've also done them with the Nepali community as well. Not that they ever do anything bad. It's mostly smaller things, but even smaller things can affect your immigration case.
Yes, exactly.
So
Like smaller cases, for example.
like for example, I had one person who sometimes they got into an argument with their spouse. And both of them get in trouble.
Whoa.
I've had, people for driving incidents, things like that. So
Maybe DUI.
I've had DWI, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's different things. Sometimes people go out to celebrate. They don't realize how much they drank, and then they get in trouble. So
They fight.
they fight. We've had that as well. Yeah.
You have such cases
Well,
from Nepali community, maybe.
yes.
Really?
We had one where not a physical fight or anything like that.
Verbal fight.
A verbal fight. There's a husband and wife, and the children called the police.
Oh my God! It's domestic violence.
But there was no fight. It was an argument.
Argument.
It was an argument. And this is why I tell people, especially now, don't fight. Calm down. Walk away.
Relax.
Relax. All right? You don't need the police there. If you see it's going to a certain level that's not good for either of you, walk away. Because this husband and wife, neither of them called the police. They weren't violent, but the father got picked up by ICE.
Because of the kids called the police.
Because the kids called the police. Because they
Okay.
don't know. But the adults should have known, hey, let's not scare our kids. Let's just separate and calm down.
Go to sleep.
Right.
Exactly. So, can we talk about practical advice for the audience? If someone's visa is denied, what should they do next? Is there any way to appeal if the visa is denied?
You'd want to see why the visa is denied. Okay, you want to see maybe there was a mistake for why it was denied, or was
Mistake by who?
it either
Applicant?
either by the applicant or by the immigration service?
Hmm.
I've had that a number of times where we see.
What was the case?
I've had a recent case, which I'm actually still fighting, where the person was denied. It was based on a marriage, but they denied the person because they said she was married to someone else, but
And
she never married that person.
oh,
So we showed proof this was never a marriage. Okay, so
how did they know that she was not married? Like she was married with someone else?
because a lot of people, when they start off doing these things, they have other people fill out their forms.
Oh,
They're not filling out the forms themselves.
themselves.
And they
Oh.
just say, sign this or sign that. And there was someone she was with, but she never married the person.
And perhaps whoever filled that form,
Right.
it was like a done mistake by the filler.
It was a mistake. Correct.
Okay.
And we have had, to submit records to show the person is not married, things like that, So you want to look if there's a mistake or something to that nature.
Okay. So, and what's the first thing someone should do if they want to immigrate to the United States legally?
If they want to come here legally,
Yes.
well,
What would be the first step for them?
I'll be very straightforward with you. I deal with more of the people who are already here in the United States.
Okay.
So when you're talking the best way,
Like
whether
based on your experience.
but if you're talking student visa, if you're talking work visa, those may be the best ways. Or to me, if you have a marriage, that's the most solid way to do it. But you have to have a real marriage.
Okay. Not a fake marriage.
It's not even a matter of fake marriage. It's a matter
But
of.
do you know any cases like most of the people fake their marriage, right?
I don't believe so. I think most people have true marriages.
Okay.
There's always a few that do fake marriages.
What happens if someone fakes their marriage?
Well, if they're caught, they could be barred from getting any immigration benefits in the United States for the rest of their life. And I advise people to stay away from that completely, 100%. I have seen cases where people thought they had a valid marriage, and the person who they married, who they didn't know, had 3 or 4 other marriages.
Okay.
And then immigration sees it, and that's the issue.
Just so your suggestion is never do such things just to benefit the immigration benefits in the US.
This fake marriage stuff causes so many problems. But I rarely, if ever, see it, other than when people get caught. Then they come to me on certain things. But most people have real marriages.
Okay, so what was your first success case? Do you remember?
My first success case.
Yeah.
I've had so many. I don't even.
The first one.
Oh.
What was that?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm just taking you to the many years back.
Yeah. Well, for immigration, I had first started working with the Chinese community. My office was in Chinatown, New York. Okay, so that's where I started first. Then I went into the Nepali community, and I used to represent a lot of Chinese Christians. I used to represent a lot of women from China who were persecuted under the family planning policy because they were only allowed one child at the time.
Oh.
So those are a lot of the success cases that I had initially.
In that time, most of the immigrants are from China?
Well, where my office was at the time was in Chinatown.
Oh, China.
So once I got out of Chinatown, that's when I got introduced to the Nepali community.
Okay, so I want to ask something like, how can people avoid scams when looking for immigration help? Because there are so many scams in market right now.
I just won a case where the person was scammed.
Really?
I shouldn't say won. I should say reopened his case. Someone
He
had
already being like scammed.
not only scammed, ordered removed, ordered deported.
Oh.
An attorney contacted him, said, I will represent you on your case for a very cheap price,
Mm-hmm.
and then sent him the court link to appear in court. He never met the attorney. The person appeared in court, and there was a fake judge. It was a fake court.
Really?
It was a fake here. Everything was fake.
Wow.
And then the judge said, all right, I'm granting your case. And then the attorney called him back and said, give me $3,000 and I'll give you your green card. But the guy knew it was a little fishy.
Okay.
Something wasn't right. He said, first of all, the judge only spoke Spanish.
Okay.
And that's when he contacted me. And he had another court hearing that day. He missed his real court hearing because he went to the fake court hearing. Okay, because the attorney told him to go to the fake one, not the real one. So he got ordered deported because he missed his hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And we showed the proof and the text messages and the scam that happened to him, that he didn't purposely miss his hearing. He missed it because someone scammed him.
Yeah. And then what happened to the real case?
His real case is open. He can go forward with his case now. It got reopened.
Yeah.
He was ordered removed because they thought he went to his fake hearing, not the real one.
Yeah. And then the case is dismissed?
No, it's still going
Still
on.
open?
It's still open now, but they're arresting a whole bunch of people like this now who are taking advantage of immigrants and doing fake hearings, fake judges, fake attorneys. So people have to be careful.
So it's happening.
Happening all the time.
Wow. That's interesting question, right? Oh, nice. Okay. So what's someone piece of advice you wish every immigrant knew before starting the process?
What I wish, the piece of advice that everyone should know before starting the process, is you need the right guidance in your case. And what I mean by that is this, is I don't know what happened to the immigrant, but I know what the courts and judges are looking for. And we have to work together. And a lot of immigrants don't have it easy when they first come here. They have to work, they have to take care of their family. I get that. But they have to take time for their case as well. Because if you're not doing that, then you're not going to be building a strong case. And you have to work with your attorney, whoever it is, to give you the right guidance for what to do. Because I speak to a lot of Nepali people. They're like, I didn't know this at first. I didn't know that. And then they have, less time to build their case as strong as it needs to be. And that happens to all of us, On a separate thing, I dealt with, certain things where, I didn't know what to do at first, and then I found out the mistakes I made. So you want to get people on the right path immediately.
Okay. So I have a case, like known case. Someone like week ago they just informed me that her sister like being betrayed from her husband, and he's in Nepal right now, and he's getting married in Nepal, and he's bringing the new wife
Okay.
to United States. It's gonna be, I think, interesting question. Like, and she just want to know the legal advice. What steps should she should take? Like, what would be the best option to do with her husband? Because she is being like betrayed by the husband.
So she's still married to the husband.
Yes,
And
they are not even separated.
And he married someone else.
Yes, in Nepal. So he is planning to bring the new wife to US.
Well,
What will happen right now? Like what will be the next step?
I don't understand how he could bring a new wife if he already has a wife. So unless he's lied on his immigration forms, which could happen. The
Like
number,
he can fake he can fake the real marriage, right?
people can fake things all the time. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I've seen completely fake things. I saw a woman Photoshop a a picture of her and her husband, but it wasn't real, So I've seen just lots of things. What I would say to her is this, and this is very important. I don't know what her case is, and you don't want his dishonesty affecting her case. And I've had that before in a case where I represented the wife. The husband had a case. He did fake things on his case. And they tried to use the husband's fake case against the wife. And I said, no, the wife did not submit these documents. The husband did. And my client is not responsible for the illegal things that the husband did. And she had no knowledge of it at all. So I understand her question, for what she should do, but you want to check that, and she can gladly contact me in context with her whole case. Because as I said, you don't want what he's doing to affect her.
Yeah, exactly. So I will just ask with her, and if she needs any legal actions, I will definitely recommend her to you. And another concerning question is like how the people, how my audiences can contact you to get proper legal actions, and like anything for any task, like immigration case, and domestic violence, and criminal cases. How can they contact you? What would be the best way to contact you?
Well, usually they contact one of my offices. Sometimes I'm in court, or they can contact me directly. I get back to them after court, and we don't charge for any consultations. If you want to come in and speak about your case, come in and speak. We'll take a look at it and see what's going on. This way I can get a best estimate of what needs to be done for the person's case.
Okay, so like in case in particular, where can they visit in your office?
We have an office in Jackson Heights at 8211 37th Avenue. We have one in Manhattan at 2 Allen Street, Suite 3G, New York. We have one in Suffern, New York. So we're all around. And the poly community is usually the one in Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights, yeah.
Some of them come to some of them love coming to the city. They come to my office in the city. We talk there. So it all varies.
Okay, so based on your experience, what would be the best advice you want to give to the immigrant right now?
The best advice I would give to an immigrant is, I'm sorry for what's been going on. I think that they are taking all these people who do fake things. They're taking all the immigrants who do fake things, who do criminal things, and they put it on the good immigrants. The people who come here to be protected, like the members that are in the poly community, who I've been dealing with for nearly 20 years now. And these people have real cases. They will be persecuted. And the problem is they sometimes say, hey, these other people lied, so these people must be lying. No, they're not. They're telling the truth. And you have to go into all the facts of their case. And so when you ask my best advice is prepare your case properly, because don't just go in there assuming that everyone's going to believe you. They may or may not. You have to build your case strong, and you have to get independent documents to corroborate your case, not just what you say.
Okay, so let's talk about the current situation, like practical. If ICE caught me on the street, what should I do? What should be my first move?
Well,
to ICE, like how should I react?
Well,
if ICE caught me on the street.
Well, first of all, it depends what they caught you for.
If they are asking me the document.
Okay, that's what I mean. I've had people who have been caught by ICE. Some didn't have documents on them. Some had an order of removal. Or I had one where he was allowed to stay, and ICE didn't care. They still took the person anyway. And I actually went there with them to show, hey, this document shows, but they didn't want to look at the document. Okay, so you have to be careful, but they're going to do what they want to do. But along the lines you're saying is uh, my advice. My advice is don't even get to that point. And I'll explain what I mean. Is if you're in the process of getting your documents and you have to wait, and there's certain wait lists you're on, it's don't put yourself out there that you're going to get in trouble. And what I mean is this: is I've had people call me. They were at a birthday party. The birthday party got too loud and got too raucous. They weren't raucous; other people were.
Mm.
And the police came and started detaining people, and then ICE took them after. So you don't need to be arrested to go to a birthday party. If things are getting loud or bad, just say, thank you, I got to walk away. That's enough. It's what I say to people. It's you have to be on your absolute best behavior. Not even if you're doing something wrong. The people around you doing something wrong, you have to walk away. That's it.
So you mean never get caught?
The neighbor gets caught. But you have to
In
remember.
case, like I'm talking about, like in case if get caught, like on the spot, if I'm walking on a street and then they suddenly come after me and then ask about the documentation and everything, what should I reply to them?
Well, if you have documents, show them your documents. But if they want to take you, they're going to take you. That's my experience.
Anyhow.
I have shown them documents from people that they were allowed to stay, and they didn't want to see it, or they ignored it.
Most of the cases I have seen, like most of the time, ICE also have been caught real US citizens.
Yes.
You know that, right?
There was
And even they have deported to them.
there was real U.S. citizens ordered deported. Yes.
Do you know any cases like that?
I do. It was actually a case many years ago. I was actually before the judge who ordered the deportation of the citizen. Yes. It happens from time to time, yes.
Yeah, I like on the news most of the time I heard that. And why do they do that? Like even the US citizen, like where should they go? Like US is their home. Why they are deporting to the US citizen?
I have no understanding. I've never had a case where my client was a citizen and deported, but I've heard of them and they come up rarely. I don't understand it. I don't understand why the person would not say they're a citizen. I don't understand why the judge would not see the person's a citizen. I don't get that whole case, but it has happened a few times.
Yeah, it has happened, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the, criminal case,
Yes.
domestic violence. If the husband tortures the wife, I have similar case. Like I know similar case, but she is afraid to come out. Like she is afraid to report. She's afraid to, meet the lawyer or something. She is even afraid to report to the police. So what advice you want to give to her if like continuously her husband is torturing her?
Well, the first thing is this: when you say torture, we don't want anyone hurt. So if someone's being physically hurt, they have to get themselves out of that environment. All right, and there are services for people. Some women may feel they have no place to go. Some women may fear that they may lose their immigration status. Maybe their husband was applying for them, and they're afraid, hey, I won't get my status. But you can apply for, other types of, Violence Against Women Act, if to get your status that way, not to rely on your husband, so you don't have to continue to be abused. But to me, anyone who's being harmed physically, I would not recommend they stay in that environment.
Okay, so and in case if she wanna publish, like expose her husband in social media, is she allowed to do that?
Is she allowed to do that?
Yeah.
You're allowed to do
Without reporting police, instead of reporting the police, can she post the evidence and then like torturing everything, and can she expose her husband to the social media?
Well, let me say this. I'm a lawyer. I like to do things legally.
Yeah.
And if you report to the husband's police or the prosecutors, they get you something called an order of protection,
Oh,
which
okay.
means the person can't go near you or can't harm you. And that's the way I believe to doing things, because social media is not going to protect you. And matter of fact, that could even make the situation worse.
Yeah, what am I asking this question is she wanted to be in my podcast, and she wanted to expose everything, and then I thought that is not the legal way to talk, and that is not the legal way to expose her husband. So
Well, you
I
have
stopped.
you have to be careful about these situations. I'm not disbelieving what she's saying. However, you never know what's going on in a marriage or a relationship. And I've dealt with a number of couples where one will tell you one thing, one will tell you completely the opposite. And you have to be careful to what you're saying is correct and true.
Yeah. So you mean like they could lie?
Well, if you look, and this is a celebrity one, Johnny Depp, who's an American actor,
Yes.
he sued the woman. She went and wrote an article about him that he said was false. And he won in court, and the court agreed with him that he didn't do these.
Such things.
Right. So that's what you have to be careful about, that you're representing the correct information, and you want to see evidence regarding that. I've done many different cases where people have not told the truth, and before just believing someone on what they say, you want to examine it.
Okay. So you just mentioned the Hollywood actor Johnny Depp. He is the one who won the case against her wife, right?
It wasn't his wife. I think it was his girlfriend. It might have been his wife or his girlfriend. I don't know all the facts, but he did win a case against her. She went and published an article saying he did all these horrible things, and he says, I didn't do any of this. And he brought an action against her regarding that.
Okay. So we are, I think, almost done. What would you like to say? Like, if I have missed something to ask, and if you wanna say something, you can, please.
I would like to say something,
Yeah,
especially
please.
to the Nepali community who is doing asylum cases. You need to update your asylum applications now.
What does mean that update?
Update means this is
The existing asylum case.
You
They need to update.
update the application. I'll explain what I mean.
Okay.
2 cases came down recently, matter of car, matter of HAAV. And these are 2 cases that say if your asylum application does not have every single question answered, even the sub-questions, we could dismiss the case right then and there without even a hearing. And a matter of HAAV says, if we read your case and just based on your asylum application, not your statement. For years, we would just put in person's statement to supplement the application. Has to be the asylum application itself. So they said if it's everything is not on that application doesn't meet the standards, we can deny your case without a hearing. So what I would tell people is you probably want to update those applications. And the reason why I say that is many Nepali people are not helped by the police in Nepal. And for an asylum case, you have to show the government is unable and unwilling to help you. And they say, I went to the police, or the government won't help me, or the government's controlled by the Maoists, or whoever it might be. And they put that in their statements. But it's not in their I-589 application. And if that is not in there, your case can be dismissed because you're not showing the government's not willing to protect you if you don't have that part in there.
Like they are not showing that case in the system.
Well, they're not. It's the rules have changed, and you have to be up to date with the changing rules and changing cases and changing laws. So what you did a year ago may have been good.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
It's not good now.
Mm.
And if you don't update it or your attorney doesn't update it and you go there and they'll say, this doesn't meet the standard, we're dismissing your case without a hearing.
Wow.
You don't want that to happen.
It is the most important. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so whoever is listening this podcast or like watching us, just be careful. You guys need to update your asylum case, right?
Your application, like they've written that in their statement. They've already written in their statement. They think they have it ready, but no, it has to be in the application itself, not just the statement.
Okay. That's most important. Yes. Okay. Nice.
So that's what I would recommend for that. And I would also recommend, very, very important, as you know, there's a new government in Nepal.
Yes.
And the United States is trying to use that new government to deny people from Nepal who have very legitimate cases. And they're trying to say the new government is going to protect you. And
yes, exactly. So I'm gonna tell you the recent case. Like one guy had the asylum case, and it was his final, judge hearing. And then you know what judge replied to him?
what?
You have new governance in Nepal. So you have really dynamic leadership right now, and they are very helpful, and prime minister itself is great. So why are you seeking the asylum to the another country? You should go back to your country. Like just said like that, and that guy said to me,
That has happened to a lot of Nepali people.
really.
A lot, and it's happened to. It's first of all, it's ridiculous.
So you also know about the new government of Nepal?
Yes, the RSP party. Yes.
Wow, you know that. So who is the prime minister? Can I ask?
I don't know the name of the prime
He's
minister.
a young guy.
However, I do know this: they are aligned with the Maoists still. Okay, they have some type of agreement with Prachanda, who is persecuting people in Nepal.
Yeah.
So that I do know, and what I also know is no matter who is in control of Nepal, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They do nothing to protect the people. Nothing to protect people, no matter who's in charge. And I won a case the other week with people from Nepal on the same issue. And I says, the government in Nepal is like a bad restaurant. I says, it's a bad restaurant. It closes after 6 months. Then they say they put up a new sign that says, we have new management.
We are open.
We're open, new management. You come in again. Again, it's a bad restaurant. That closes. They bring in a new sign, say new management. You come in again. It's a bad restaurant, bad food, bad service. And this has been going on for 20 years. So the courts try and use every new government is going to be better. No, every new government gets worse.
Exactly.
So the key is in any of these cases, what happened to your friend is show the country condition reports. Show it's not getting better, all right? And you show the whole history of Nepal.
Yeah, and it's not the stable governance.
It's not a stable government at all. Yeah. Every 6 months to a year, it changes.
They are changing, yeah, exactly.
So the fact that, and even if it's new government, who cares? The objective of any government is to protect its people. If the government is not protecting its people, it doesn't matter. And the Nepal government doesn't protect anyone. The only Maoists they have ever arrested were the Biplov Maoists, and they released them after 1 day. Okay, 1 day. So that shows they have no intent to protect anyone. So what your friend should have is the proper country condition reports in there, and when his case is on an appeal, saying the judge ignored these reports, which show I would be persecuted even with the new government there. That doesn't matter.
Okay, so is he allowed to appeal?
He should appeal, certainly.
Oh, okay. What would be the process?
2 reasons why.
Okay.
One is I think based on the case alone, the RSP party doesn't protect people. There's no showing of them doing anything to protect people. Just a new government itself is nothing, as I said. And not only that, because the government of Nepal keeps changing its government, his appeal may take a year, 2 years, 3 years, sometimes more. The government may change by then. The Maoists could be in charge by then. And you would ask to submit additional evidence saying, look, the Maoists are in charge now. I would be persecuted. So that's why he should definitely appeal.
So that's the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it was so nice talking to you, Mr. Stuart.
You as well.
So whoever want to contact to Mr. Stuart, he's the really experienced, lawyer, and he's handling thousands of cases. So you may contact him directly to his office, and I want to put all the details on my YouTube description. You can see, and you can just relocate, and you can visit the nearest location. And as he said, it's free of cost, right?
We don't charge for any consultations. Like I said, I like hearing everyone's story, what happened to them. Even if you've been ordered removed or you're on appeal like your friend, come on in. Let's see what happened, because sometimes things have changed from when your case was denied. Maybe they found you credible, truthful, believable, but maybe they said the country conditions weren't good. So, or maybe someone made a mistake in your case that you didn't even know about. Like I've had people come to me, sometimes people forgot to submit the evidence, or the attorneys forgot to submit the evidence.
Right.
So you want to get a look at your case and see what happened.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Stuart,
Thank you,
for your
Miguel.
great time.
Anytime. Thank you for coming out.